What's up, y'all? It's your host, Will, coming back for a new episode of Field Note Fridays powered by Bowtech. On today's episode, we are going to bring you a elk rut report live from the field from Mr. Jermaine Hodge up in Colorado. Now, he's out in the field. He's been chasing bulls. He's been getting after it, and he's going to bring y'all a report that those of y'all that are out there right now, I think you'll be able to take this, hopefully apply it to what you're doing, and get yourself a big bull on the ground. If not, and you're going out in the woods, you'll be able to take something from this, apply it to your game plan, and get something figured out yourself. So Jermaine's been on here before, so there's going to be no need for an introduction. But those that may not know him, he is a Team USA wrestling coach for the Army. And so that's his background. He's won some pretty serious elk calling championships, so he's definitely a decorated elk hunter. He's got lots of mounts on the wall to prove it. So nonetheless, I'm going to quit rambling. Here's our man Jermaine, and we're going to get right to this elk rut report on Field Note Fridays. Well, shoot, brother, let's get it started. Well, Jermaine, first and foremost, I know you're up in the mountains right now, so appreciate you just taking the brief moment to take a rest and talk to us about elk and give us a little report about what's going down in Colorado, man.
Yeah, no, it's we've been busy. I think I'm over 160-ish miles.
Sheesh.
And this is day 15 for myself. Because it's the 16th, I believe. So I started on the 2nd. So yeah, day 15 for me. And the action in the very beginning of season actually started off pretty good. It wasn't bad. We had a lot of encounters, and I passed up a lot of bulls that I wasn't willing to shoot quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
It started off really decent. I can't say good, just decent. Lots of encounters every day, getting in the elk. Every day to this point, I've been in the elk, but it hasn't been without a lot of hard work. I mean, these bulls aren't bugling like they normally would, and I haven't seen the class of bulls that I've seen. You know, last year I seen bigger bulls. This year I'm not seeing the same quality of bulls. I think the biggest bull I've seen thus far is probably a 330, which is not a bad bull for a lot of people. And I would take that in a heartbeat, but those shot opportunities wasn't available for me. So, and then the past week, it has been tight-lipped. It's tough to get a bugle out of these guys.
Now, why do you think that is? I've heard it's gotten a little bit warmer. Like, what do you think's kind of got them in a funk right now?
Well, I do know that it's definitely warm during the daytime. We got a little bit of a cold spell that came through, but it wasn't cold enough to really spark anything. They had some snow up high in the mountains. Mm-hmm. And those are your 13,500 foot peaks, and some of these elevations of 12 in some areas in Colorado got a little snow. But it wasn't enough cold front to, I think, kick them off. I will say that morning that it did get cold, we had more bugles that morning, but they, combined that with the moon phase of last week. Now we on the tail end of the moon phase. It was, they'd sound off really early and they'd shut up really early. So if you wasn't on them before daybreak or right at daybreak, then they were going to bed really fast. By 7:30, they didn't say a word.
Yeah.
And you try to stay on them because you knew exactly where they were, mm-hmm. but they wouldn't say anything after you gotten in close as you thought you possibly could get, and they wouldn't say anything. It was just trying to shut it down.
Now, what kind of calling you been throwing at them? Everything but the kitchen sink, or what?
Everything but the kitchen sink. I could promise you that. I usually start off with heavy on bugles early in the season, mm-hmm. and then mid-season I mix it up between the two, and then later in the season I'm heavy on cow calls, but I still use them all throughout the season.
Yeah.
And this year I had to throw the kitchen sink at them.
God.
Kitchen sink. Early in the season they were up high, but we had a lot of bulls bachelor up. A lot of them still bachelor up. And I think now I'm starting to see a little bit more of a separation.
Okay.
In the bulls ain't hanging with each other no more. and you're starting to see more of that I'm looking around kind of phase.
Okay.
Which is really weird because that should have been happened already.
Why do you think it's behind?
I have no clue. Every year different things happen, and it could be a combination of the weather, and then a combination of that full moon phase early in the September month.
Mm-hmm.
So as we getting into this later part of the season, I feel like things are going to start to pick up.
Okay, so probably later this season, whoever's out there in the woods they're probably going to have a little bit more action, you think?
Absolutely, they should have a ton of action. I mean, we're talking about the moon phase being into your. I mean, this is going to be the darkest part of the month as we get rid of this moon. So your last week and a half to 2 weeks should be really good. Should be really good. We got, until I think the 30th here in Colorado. Don't quote me on that. The 30th?
Yes.
And so you're still looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 days. We got about 3 weeks left. So I think next week about the 19th to the 30th, you're gonna be in some killer action.
Heck yeah, well, that's good to hear because I'll be there then, man. So
I'm telling you.
For those guys that are out there right now, or they're fixing to be out there this weekend, what kind of advice are you going to give those guys that are, going through that same struggle as you right now?
Yeah, so I the guys that are out here and continue to be out here for the duration of season, and you're not seeing as many bulls, just keep grinding out, stay positive. It's going to pick up. It really is. I know you're going to go through days or a day that you're like, you're not going to see anything or not hear anything, and you get frustrated and you want to walk away from it. Just stay positive, keep a positive attitude, and keep rolling with it. Because if you killed elk before and you've been in this country before, you know how tough it can get. So just keep your head down and grind it out. I promise you it's going to pick up, especially next week. Starting next week, it should really be revving up.
Love it, man. Well, Jermaine, like always, I always appreciate it when you can hop on the podcast and talk elk with me, brother.
Absolutely. No problem.
All right, y'all, there you go. Hopefully you'll be able to take this rut report from Jermaine and go get after some elk. Go get them, go call them in, and go put you an arrow through one, and hopefully get some meat on the packs back to the truck. So again, y'all, we just want to thank y'all for tuning in for the HuntStand podcast. We really appreciate your support. And if you haven't yet, make sure you have the HuntStand app downloaded. Get you the free version today. And if you want to unlock all the tools and features, upgrade to Pro today. But nonetheless, y'all, we just want to thank you again. We appreciate the support, and we'll see you on the next one.